Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. 20 Indian startups, all portfolio companies of Agility Ventures, a global angel investor network, raised over $1 million cumulatively at the recently concluded Gitex Global event at Dubai. My colleague Aishwarya Anand caught up with co-founder Prashant Narang on the sidelines of the event to talk about how the Indian startups are making inroads into the UAE market and also about Agility's recently launched 450 crore rupee angel fund.
Got the approval in January this year, and we have already started investing from February onwards from that fund. So, the check sizes, vary from company to company, but it is anywhere between 150K, 200K USD, going up to $1 million also. So that is, and we are sector agnostic. We invest, in good companies, good founders. Sector is really not that important for us right now.
All right. But some of the upcoming sectors that you would be interested to invest in, that you see take us through some of the sectors that you see potentially emerging really, really strong in the coming years.
See, one area that we have really been focused at is health tech, and we are considering more companies. We've already made few investments in health tech. Industrial automation is another. We have recently invested in a Web3 company. So, fintech is one area we have not invested too much, but we are looking at, that sector. So, and SaaS. So these are few sectors which we are focusing more.
So you have close to 35 companies in your portfolio at the moment, and one of the investments have been some like KitB and Glamio Health. So could you take me through, and cross-border SaaS is emerging as one of the top sectors, right? So could you take me through how has the growth for the companies been, and what value do you see in these cross-border SaaS companies?
So coming to our portfolio companies, out of these 35 companies, I would say more than 50% of them have done pretty well till now. Considering our investments are just maybe less than 2 years old, we have companies which have shown a growth of almost 10x also. But yes, what we see is that all these companies that have raised follow-on rounds, they're not only, it is not about their valuations going up, they are doing some great business. And that is where I would say Agility's role is to help the portfolio companies get access to business opportunities, to handhold them in various ways. And that is where these companies are growing. Considering your question around cross-border SaaS companies, so certainly we are looking at certain companies in US, and we are kind of finalizing our decisions in investing in them. So we are looking at setting up, in fact, a US-based fund, which is going to invest primarily in enterprise tech, enterprise SaaS, being a core focus area for us. So certainly these companies we see, they have a huge potential, because after a certain stage, their costs don't go up that much, and the entire VC industry has started focusing on path to profitability, and we see that SaaS companies, certainly that path to profitability is more visible than other sectors. So that is why we are focusing on them.
But you mentioned that for SaaS, you're looking at the US as a market, but what about India? What about the companies, SaaS companies?
Both in India and US.
Okay,
so the US fund that we are looking at is going to focus both on US and Indian companies.
All right. Oh,
yeah, it's a hybrid kind of a fund, yes.
All right. Now, you've just recently opened UAE office as well. So firstly, I want to ask that what is the idea behind it? What are you looking to do, like, in the market here, and also give us some of the interesting insights from the UAE market that you see.
So when we came last year to Gitex, we realized that this this is a world of opportunities in terms of the portfolio companies that we have. So not only from a perspective of raising funds from the investors here, but also from a perspective that kind of connects that our portfolio companies can get, not only to the businesses that are based out of UAE, but even global companies which have operations here. So this is a place where we can make those connects for our portfolio companies. So the purpose of opening the UAE office is primarily to get market access for our portfolio companies, and also to reach out to the investor base here.
All right. Now, I want to understand from you that when we talk about the funding winter, it has impacted both growth stage companies and early stage companies. Growth stage companies in terms of them not being able to raise funds like they were before, and for early stage startups in terms of not getting that kind of valuation, or not even that large ticket sizes, right? So I want to understand, how has Agility invested in the last 2 years? Were your strategy, and when the funding winter hit, were your strategies different when you were investing in the Indian market as compared to the other countries?
See, the strategy remains the same. Ultimately, it is the business idea and the founders that we invest on. So, the strategy has not changed that much. What we have seen is definitely, valuations becoming more reasonable. And, that has, in fact, helped us get, these companies at better valuations, which makes more value for our investors. In terms of, the companies what we have already invested in, or companies that we are looking at, what we are advising the companies, and in fact that gives us more confidence, is that if these companies have got a clear path to profitability with plans to sustain with lower cash burn for this period, if they are depending highly on the cash burn and then only the growth, so they should have alternate means of growing the business. So if founders are clear on how they can sustain this funding winter with the limited funds that they have, I think that gives us more confidence to invest in them and stay invested.
Okay, on that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of Startup Street. Thanks for tuning in, but stay with CNBC TV 18. More news and updates continue after this break.